So apparently there's a bunch of tow truck drivers in LA and around where ICE is raiding, and they're following around the ICE vehicles. And the ICE vehicles are often parking illegally so that they can go, kidnap people and drag them into their cars. So the tow truck drivers are following them, and the minute that they park, the tow trucks are towing the ICE vehicles away, so that when ICE agents come back, hauling their kidnap victims, their cars are gone. I fully support this.
Hello folks, welcome back to Willy Doki Stories. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Because here is where we break down the things people are very afraid to talk about. Perhaps this is very educative, and for those who are new here, please folks don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Without wasting much time, we're going to dive into the topic. ICE agents get towed by LA truckers in Los Angeles. Why? Because of them parking their vehicles illegally. What happens when ICE agents break the law? Do they get a fine? A warning? I don't think so. So in this viral clip, they got towed. That's right, you heard me right. In the streets of LA, a group of truckers wasn't playing games around with them. ICE parked illegally and they got dragged, literally. But, wait, is this real justice or just social media hype? Because if it's true, this could be one of the most biggest instant karma ever experienced in the year. But if it's fake, it still says a lot about how fed up the people are with ICE in 2025. So folks, without wasting much time, I want to break it down.
You guys know my stance on the ICE raids. I think it's inhumane what is happening in our country. Here, the Halfway Post said, breaking, a growing group of tow truck drivers in Los Angeles are reportedly stalking ICE convoys so they can tow away all the unmarked ICE vans and SUVs that get parked incorrectly the moment the agents get out to start looking for people to abduct and deport. Can we make a movie about this? Can we get Liam Neeson on the phone? Imagine Liam Neeson, a tow truck driver, takes matters into his own hands. I mean, I'm making light of this situation, but this is the type of stuff that gives you a little bit of faith in humanity, isn't it? When you're like, gosh, there are people that are trying to use whatever bit of power they have to stop the insanity going on right there. Here's Jon Favreau talking about the plainclothes masked agents wreaking havoc across the country.
So you have plainclothes agents with masks, with guns, sometimes in unmarked vehicles. What are people supposed to do? Like when someone just grabs you now or grabs someone that you're with, you're not supposed to demand a warrant? You're not supposed to try to stop it? What if it's just some bad guy? What if it's just some criminal who's just going to say that they're from ICE and grab you? Now, that's the country we're living in now, where like anyone can just be rounded up and grabbed off the street, and now you're not supposed to say anything and not supposed to resist and not supposed to ask for a fucking warrant because it's ICE? I mean, it's absurd.
Yeah, because we live in a country where, you want transparency. You want police officers with body cam footage, Freedom of Information Act requests so that you can see actually what goes down. And now they're actually saying that they can't, share their face. And a lot of reports are coming out that these are just deputized prison guards and that are clearly not trained in this type of confrontation.
ICE, ICE, ICE. You're going to love this. This is what they're doing now in Los Angeles to deal with ICE. There are tow truck drivers that are going around, and when they see unmarked cars that are parked illegally in the street, illegally on private property, illegally parked, I guess, where they're not in parking spaces properly on the street or whatever, they're towing them. Isn't that ingenious? And they're clearly going to impound the cars. They're going to take them and they're going to impound them. And if you've ever dealt with a car being towed, you know what a pain in the butt it is. It's a pain in the butt without all the proper papers. And they make it a pain in the butt so they can charge you several $100s a day to hold it. Isn't that great? Tow truck drivers around the country, you want extra money? Well, if you see ICE unmarked cars parked improperly, and if you're working with the city, as many of you may be, when you can tow cars when they're illegally parked, and you tow them off to be impounded, That's a great idea, I think. Great way to make some extra money and probably help provide some justice here in the country. But I think it's great. But tow truck drivers in Los Angeles are currently doing this, and just wanted to share that out to everybody. I think it's a great idea. What do you think? Love you, my Democrats, my MAGAs, my crazies, my cuckoos, and my burned out light bulbs. Let me know. LA tow truck drivers, way to go. Y'all are showing us the way.
All right, guys, this next video is for tow truck drivers. You're about to become rich. All these ICE vehicles that are out there with no license plate. It's illegal in the state of California to drive without a rear license plate. Okay? Now, tow truck drivers, you can make a ton of money. You can be helping out the community. Check this out. If you see any vehicle, because you're doing your job anyways, if you see a vehicle on the street with no license plate, no tags, tow that thing away. Make some extra cash. All right, guys, do me a favor, like, follow, share, comment on this video. Make sure it's polite. Follow me on Instagram. Post this to your story. Share this with protesters. All right, let's get this information out there.
This tow truck driver story from LA just keeps getting better and better. Okay, so the ICE trucks, when they're traveling around California to different cities to terrorize them, they go in convoys. Awesome. It's not just like one car by itself. It's a whole convoy of them, so they look more menacing, look more scary. So what the tow truck companies are doing is they're following the caravan of ICE trucks who, when they get somewhere, they think that they own the whole place. So they just park wherever. They park illegally. As soon as they park and get out of their trucks to go kidnap the people they're after, that's when the tow trucks move in and tow their cars. Because if you're parked illegally, no matter what kind of vehicle you're in, you can be towed. Apparently, this is like trending among the tow truck companies of LA, so a lot more of them are starting to do it. They're following around the ICE caravans and immediately towing the trucks. You can search for videos of this on TikTok. There's probably a search bar at the bottom of this video on the subject. Go watch. It's happening in LA. I just love to see residents of the state of California sticking up for their citizens. This is the way.
So Kristi Noem, the Secretary of Homeland Security, says that ICE is only going after the worst of the worst. So where does ICE find the worst of the worst? Working on farms, working in restaurants, working at their landscaping business, working at construction sites. That's where they find the worst of the worst. All working. Less than 0.5% of the people that ICE kidnaps are violent criminals. Less than 0.5%. The other crimes that ICE says these other people have committed are motor vehicle violations, marijuana possession, and the crime of crossing the border looking to work and make a better life. ICE only goes after men, women, and children who are working or in school, not criminals. We are Los Angeles! We are Los Angeles! We are Los Angeles! We are Los Angeles!
Back to Willie Doki Stories, and I hope you have watched that video. Let's talk about it. That looked very satisfying, right? ICE agents told just like another lawbreaker. But here's the real question: was it real or was it just a viral fantasy? Most of these clips are fake or misleading. They have they have been circulating with false captions, and fact checkers like Politic Facts and Newsweek confirmed it. Tow truck drivers in LA can't legally tow ICE vehicles without a police order. This wasn't some uprising. But that's not why people are sharing it. People are tired. People are angry. ICE have been ramping up raids in immigrants' communities. This year, especially in Southern California, homes are being broken, families separated, and in some cases, ICE leaves behind vehicles and property with no explanations. So, when people see that van being towed in the clip, they feel like justice is finally served even if it's not real. So here's the truth. The clip might be fake, but the emotion behind it are 100% real. What people want is very simple. I hope they know this. I think what people want is equal treatment under the law, accountability for all, no badges, no exceptions, and a system that doesn't tear families apart in the name of immigration enforcement. So yeah, maybe this video lied, but it exposed a truth that the system keeps hiding it from the people. I think ICE thinks that it's untouchable, and the people are done staying silent about it. So, folks, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, and remember, keep the comment section healthy. Thanks. Let's meet again in the next episode.